Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I am here with another haul video for you today. I'm saying haul video because most of it is from Temu, but some of it's not. And I'm going to start with something that's not. Please don't immediately switch the channel, especially if you're not a paper lover. But paper lovers, look, if you've never seen this, I got this from eBay. This is, I don't know how often this comes out, but this one came out, I think, at the turn of the century. No, at the change of the year. So maybe November, December of last year. And I had never heard of it, but then I had also never heard of the Flow books. And you can see Peanut is a big fan of the book, but this was something that I discovered on TikTok. And so I went on eBay and found somebody that was selling these for only like 10% higher than the original price, which I thought was pretty decent because you know how people can gouge you on those sites, especially when they know you can't get these in stores anymore. So Barnes & Noble is, and at least in the States, I think is the source. I'm sorry, this is moving around a lot, but sit down. I don't know if you can get anywhere else. It is from England. This is kind of a new category. Well, I don't know. It's probably not. It's new to me. A bookazine. So it gets shelved with the magazines, but it's really like a book. But I thought, so there were two that came out last year. I found both of them from the same place. If you're interested, I can put the link to the eBay shop. If you comment, I can give you the link to that. But you can always just do a search of paper in eBay, Poshmark, or whatever. But I kind of shy away from Poshmark because I feel like Poshmark like gouges people. But I'm sure there's plenty of good Poshmark sellers out there that don't, but I haven't found them yet. So anyway, I just thought I would do a quick flip through. I mean, my other channel is more for your in-depth flip throughs, which I need to film some more videos for that channel. But it's got postcards. It's got wrapping paper. It's got activities, tags, scrapbook paper, a notebook. And this is the botanical one, so of course it's all botanical themed. You've got bookmarks, more papers, more wrapping paper, I think. And then here's the second journal. So this one had 2 journals and then I think 4 things of wrapping paper maybe. And lots of, like, these are, what do you call it? Cutouts? They're not, you don't have to do the cutting. Punch outs, maybe. So I'm going to do a in-depth flip through of this on my Junk for Goats channel. But I was so excited to find one that was a reasonable price. And so a typical crafter, not just an acquirer like me, but a typical crafter would go nuts with something like this. Now I'm hoping to kind of maybe use things from this book and this other book as freebies in orders that people place or in the actual journals that I make to sell. So this one was just the cottage collection, so cottagecore kind of stuff. So a little bit different in theme, but same kind of stuff. There's postcards, wrapping paper, journals. This is a frame thing, and there was one in the other. So these all punch out, and so you can kind of create your own frame situation. So it's, I don't know, I just love it. Oops. Okay, so since that part fell out, you can see where it was glue, you had it like a glue dot. We'll take a look at it. So this is the wrapping paper, and see, even the this part, you know, could be used. Okay, so oh, well, you get 4 wrapping paper in this set, so I guess you get a total of 8 wrapping papers in each book, because there's 2 sets of these. I don't know why Europe has to have the best stuff, but America needs to get on this bandwagon, because there are so many paper crafters in the States, and those books are like 30 bucks. So we need, although it's probably worth every penny with all the stuff you get. I mean, think about, aside from when Michaels puts their paper pads on sale, you could easily, oh, this one's cute. And there's, I think, a bigger image of this in the book. But you could easily, I think it's worth the $30 is what I'm trying to say. I just wish it weren't, I wish it weren't a European thing, so that it was easier to find here in the States. And I kind of also wish, I don't know if it's a annual bookazine or biannual, like it's hard to kind of find out the information for that. But anyway, so there's 2 of those. And then I brought the leather, because I told you we were going to test out this leather contraption. So if you didn't see my last video, I got this from Temu, this like leather kit, because I won a boatload of leather in an auction, and I might want to sew some of that leather. So you get this kit, and I didn't point this out, but this is a magnet right here, so it keeps this in place unless you specifically try to take it out. Okay, so I brought some leather, because I felt like there's this kind of little part down here that's maybe all the, well, leather in general, like this is probably the cut edge off of the animal, right? And then somebody's used parts for other things, furniture most likely. So I just thought I could take, you know, like a little part of this and try it. So I think it's as simple as just putting it, lining it up wherever you want it, and then pressing down. So I'm going to take my glasses up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got it lined up in here, and then I think it's just, you just push. Okay, I felt it go through, or it like made a little noise, and then it seemed like maybe it had gone through. So let's pull it back out. Yeah, and then you can see it's gone through there. And then it's very sharp, so you don't want to, be careful when you're taking this off. And I've got a cat squirming on me, so I don't want to get her. Okay, so let me put this back up here. So now I have little, can we see them? Little holes here now that could be sewn. They're not very big holes, so I'm wondering now if I could have pushed down farther. Like I just got through kind of that tip, but I wonder if you could push it down farther to get a bigger hole. Can I line them up again? Okay, I've lined it up. Well, like I'm trying to see, can you, I may not, either you're not supposed to be able to go any farther than that, or I'm not strong enough. I'm gonna guess you're only supposed to be able to go through the tip of the metal piece. Although it's down farther now, I think. I don't know. Could you see that? Okay, so let's pull this off yet again. Definitely have to be careful with this so you don't scratch yourself. Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, you don't want gaping holes because you just want to be able to sew through. So I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting bigger holes, but I don't guess you'd really want bigger holes, and then you would sew through. So, okay. But yeah, this is, if you didn't catch the video where I showed this, this is an example. I got a whole box, well, 2 whole boxes full of just pieces like this. The estate sale was someone who used to make furniture, and this one's like the buttery. So you guys, I need to learn how to make purses. I mean, we know everybody on this channel loves purses, but I don't think they'd like the kind of purses I would make. But yeah, this is like this stuff that they use for the buttery bags. All right, spam, send that to voicemail. All right, so let's get on with the show. Oh, see, Dad says I need to like let it set out flat so it'll kind of relax. All right. All right, so this Temu stuff, I did bring up a few things that I ordered last fall to supplement the rest of the stuff from Jason. I'm going to get to the point, you guys, where I'm going to be, okay, so this is probably no big surprise, but as a Temu hauler, after I haul the stuff, a lot of times it goes back into a bag and then the bag just sits places. So I'm going to be to the point where, since I can't spend any money and this channel doesn't make any money, well, you have to make at least $100 for them to send you a check, and I may not make that this month, which means it would just get tacked on to whatever I would make next month. So yeah, so there's no money to go around to buy stuff, which is a horrible predicament to be in when you're a hauling channel. So I'm literally going to be I do have a bunch of thrift stuff to haul, and I skipped doing a thrift video this week because life has just been crazy. But yeah, with the Temu stuff, it might be that as I go through the hallway and I find a big bag of Temu stuff that I hauled like a year or so ago. Isn't that embarrassing that I would just have it sitting somewhere? And I could just show you those things again. Everybody would drop at that point, right? Okay, so this is really pretty. I'm not sure if it's a bracelet or a anklet. You could probably do either one since it's nice and big, and then it's got a adjustable thing there to make it smaller, and then you just pull it back to make it bigger again. But I like these kind of iridescent, I want to say like carnival glass, but that's not quite right. But I like that. So that's a pretty set when they combine them like that into one. So that was something I got last fall. And I'm wearing my Temu watch that I still have yet to get any compliments on outside of the house. I have gotten compliments on it inside the house, or more like, what on earth is that kind of comments. But anyway, oh, so this is these. Have you guys seen these? These are tooth whitening brushes. I don't know what you would call them. Are they like magic erasers? Because that seems like that would be bad. You don't want to damage the enamel on your teeth. But you guys, I get comments about my yellow teeth a lot. So no, that's not true. I get one or two, and then I exaggerate in my head that everybody thinks my teeth are yellow. It's just most people are kind enough not to say so. But so after one of those, I ordered these, and I've been wondering where they were. So I was kind of excited to see them. Okay, I really wish you'd figure out where you want it to be. So it looks like this. This is literally, can you hear that? Styrofoam. And you're literally, now this seems like snake oil. Like, I don't think this is going to do anything. It's not just like, I think, yeah, it's the styrofoam is the actual thing. I'm trying to tell if it feels like a magic eraser. I mean, it kind of, and maybe it would work better if it was, oh, that's a horrible sound, right? But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do with it. Now, as a, I can't imagine this is going to ever work at all. Like, what does it say? I mean, it would get the stuff off of your teeth, but as far as whitening it, I mean, it ends up just being a, I mean, I can't tell because the directions are all in Chinese or Japanese, but yeah, this should be my thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know if this, have any of you tried this? Like, I hope you're muting it if the sound is bothering you. I don't know, you guys, I can't imagine this. It feels like if this does work, like this would take forever. I think I thought it was going to be more than just kind of styrofoam there on the end, which also means it's going to break apart at some point. So I don't know. You have to let me know. I mean, I did a sponsored video for a teeth whitening thing, and I just did an unboxing, and they really wanted me to use it. But I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just like super paranoid that these products will, even though they say they won't, that they will strip the enamel off of my teeth. And I guess I'm just, I don't want that to happen, right? I got to live with these teeth forever. I don't want to be at a point where I have to get fake teeth. I've always thanked God for my teeth. Like, I always had a face that was a mess, and I mean, my teeth are not super straight, but I never had to have braces, luckily. I mean, an orthodontist would most likely definitely say, oh, you definitely need braces. But my teeth in general are not crooked in a way that is bothersome. So I always, my whole life have thanked God for my teeth. And I just would hate to do something to them to ruin what he gave me. So yeah, so I don't know if I'll ever use that. They'll probably go in a bag, and then a year from now, I'll be showing you, hey guys, remember when I got these teeth whitening styrofoam pieces? Oh my gosh, does anybody ever do that? Do a haul stuff again? Like, probably not. They'd get laughed off of YouTube, right? Okay, this is a really cool, well, how am I supposed to show this? These are charms that you could put on your own bracelets or necklaces. It looks like maybe, I don't know if it's a random grouping, but you do sometimes get duplicates, which would be really nice if you were trying to make earrings. but it does not appear that you get, well, maybe. I got 2 of these heart things, but like there's only one of these. There's only one of these. So there's just lots of little charms to make bracelets with, or to use in dangles for non-jewelry wearing kind of applications. Some little snakes. Bicycle. So yeah, so I mean, I guess if regular Temu was back, then you could probably find these really easily by just searching charms. It looks like you get maybe 20. Oh, this wasn't even in a... This is just like this. Where's the actual... thing that it came in? Must still be down in my bucket. So maybe that means I also got it in gold, and somehow this one just got separated from that. So yeah, there's that. And then I got a stuffed bag. This is my, I think my second stuffed bag. Sorry, I feel like I had a cat hair on there. I got a black one, and so now I got a white one. I love these bags that have the chenille letters on them. I use one that says face. It has all my makeup in it, and I use it every day. The black stuff bag that we have has all of our electronics cords in it. And it's just nice to have a bag like this that expands, but it's got this thick polyurethane or plastic or whatever it's called on here, and that you could put anything in it. And then this one has handles, but it's also see-through, because you can get some of these bags that are not see-through, but I like these see-through ones, especially for electronics and stuff, so you can see what you've got. So yeah, so stuff. All right, and then got another black t-shirt. So this is a Saturday when I'm filming this, and Saturdays Jason and I go over to sit with my mom while my dad goes to church. And last week, and we usually go over there at 5. He leaves earlier than that, but originally he was like, don't come over until like a half hour after I leave, kind of thing. Well, we went over last week, and she was sitting outside. They have like a stool on their porch. She was sitting outside, so then I kind of got a little freaked out, like what if she had wandered off? Now, I don't think she's really a wanderer. It's hard enough to get her in a car to go somewhere. But I said something to my dad, like, should we start coming over earlier? And he said yes. So now we're going to be going over there at 4:15, which is when he leaves. Diabetes. Oh boy. And like the Coke kind of font. Diabetes. Now I'm a recovering diabetic. My A1C is technically not even in pre-diabetes range anymore because of the Mounjaro that I'm on. Jason is a diabetic, and he is on Mounjaro. He's been on it now for maybe almost 3 months. So hopefully, I think he's got a doctor's appointment next week, and we'll see if it's helping his A1C, because not all products work the same on everybody, but the goal is certainly to get his down. Because he's like, his parents were diabetic. He's like a true diabetic. That sounds terrible. I had gestational diabetes, which made me more susceptible to pre-diabetes and then diabetes. And my weight is really what kind of pushed me that way, but like I think he would have it regardless of his weight. But we're hoping that that works, but that's funny, diabetes. Let's just do the other shirt while we're here. These are black local warehouse t-shirts, 100% cotton. Pokey Park. Oh, like Jurassic Park, only Pokey Park with a Pokeball and Pokemon. So that's cute. Some of these get a little roughed up, these iron-ons. So hopefully, like this one looks a little bit wonky. So hopefully once it is washed, like it feels like there's a bubble in there. So hopefully when it's washed, it won't feel. One thing I will say, the iron-ons from local warehouse are not as good. I mean, you can get some really junky iron-ons from regular Temu, but I feel like most of the ones from local warehouse are those kind of thick, obvious iron-ons. So I'm like feeling the edge of it, trying to see if it feels like it would peel. Like this edge almost feels like I can feel an edge, like it would peel off. The bottom doesn't, but this side one does. So I guess time will tell. All right, let's see what else we got. Something in a box. Where did I put my scissors? So Gabby graduates next Saturday, and I think we're gonna go out to eat afterwards, which will be nice. And then my dad asked us if we could come over the next day on Sunday to have a dessert gathering to celebrate. And I think he's going to get a cake from one of the nice bakeries in town. So that will be fun. Okay, this... is this... Okay, so this is a printable. Okay, so now they're making printables designed to look like knitted texture. And this is the How to Train Your Dragon, right? So that's cute. I like the texture on that. The eyes, I don't know if those are separate that get put in or if it's part of the print. They don't look, it doesn't look like it connects. And there's a mouth down here, but it might. I mean, I'm sure you can do anything with printed, but I think that's really cute. I love that kind of sweater pattern. Cute. Again, if there's any of these that you want me to try to get a link to, just let me know. All right, next we have another one of these Funko sodas. Looks like this time we're getting Ms. Marvel, since we found on the last one that they were not mysteries. But these are popular with the kids, so if you have a kid in your life, they might like one of these. And you just... The other one just popped right off. this metal part at the top pops off, but this one feels a little bit tighter. Sometimes turning it helps, even though it's not a twist. And I don't want to damage the bottle. But it's got a old style pull tab. There aren't still countries in the world that use that, are there? I'm almost there, I think. I'm like, is there anything soft I have that I could slide underneath here without... Oh, I really want to open it. Feels like it's stuck on this one side. Do you ever have those moments where you're like, if I just think I can do it, I can do it? You know, because it's like physics. And sometimes when you're like really struggling to do something, there's really a rather simple way to, okay, do I have anything that I could use that would not permanently damage this? I don't think I do. It's so close. It's so close. Well, trust me, it's so close on this side. So I just sit here and look at all the stuff I've got. This is a little thing you use to help with putting screen protectors on. It's plastic, so it shouldn't scratch anything. But yeah, this one side is like, I don't know if that means it's bent. Give up already. Okay, whatever. It's a Funko Pop that would have looked something like that. Oh, we've got some more of these blocks that we were unable to get the instructions for on the last one. Let's see if we can do better on this one. Otherwise, I would certainly not recommend these because they're paperless. So you've got to download the QR code to get the instructions so you know what to do with all these. But they do appear to be standard brick size. And I'm assuming Lego brand set that standard. Now my hand hurts from trying to open that piece. Okay, so you don't get any kind of a picture of what it's supposed to look like, but you get this code and you scan this and then you put in this code and then it's supposed to pull up the instructions. So let's see if this one is any better. This one's at least got a newer date on it. This one's from April of 2025. The other one I think was from 2024. So I wonder if that affects it at all. Okay, so VIPbricks.com is where you go. So click to enter. Tell them you're not a robot. Is there a way to make it so that the first letter, when you go to a field on your phone, it just automatically defaults to the first letter being capitalized? Is there a way to turn that off? Oh, you guys, maybe I did it wrong last time. I was only putting the C in the first box, and I think I have to put the C in all these numbers in, because there's a dash. You guys, It's going to be user error from last time because I was too stupid to know how to enter the code right. Oh, it came up. Okay, click to view. Let's see if I can get to the very end. All right, this one looks like this. So you get all the instructions. So you guys, I think I did enter the other one wrong, so that's on me. But let me go, since we're still sitting here on the same day, let me go pull that one up and see if that is indeed true. And then I'll have to take back all the bad things I said about this company. I don't think I really said too many bad things, just that how stupid is it if you can't get in to see your stuff. Okay. Let's try this again. Because I know we were all wondering after yesterday's video what on earth we were going to be able to make. All right, C. 7689 27136. Looky there. You just have to not be ridiculous. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. So it looks like we're making a man that looks like Mr. Bean with this one. So, okay. I wonder if you can, oh, it did, it did. There was an option to download. So you could create your own library with the ones that you buy and build it whenever you want. All right. Next, oh, more rings. Jason likes the rings. Okay, this one is, here, I was going to move my glasses. It's either flower petals or butterflies. I'm going to say flower petals. Hold on, I got to put these on so I can see what you can see. So, okay, that's pretty. You guys, my minoxidil or whatever is not doing anything. I'm not getting any new hair growth that I can see. I did, it sounds like I did get my Sotyktu for my psoriasis finally approved, maybe, from my insurance. But it's actually fabulous. Like almost my entire head used to be covered in heavy plaque psoriasis, and now there's, like, I can't feel any. So it was excellent for that, but one of the side effects for it is hair loss. So, and I'm really, like, my hair has never been this thin on top. Like, I went through the typical hair loss, postpartum hair loss that you get for like the first few months. Maybe it's the first few months after you stop breastfeeding. I don't know. And then I also went through significant hair loss after I was in the hospital for COVID for 3 weeks. Like, I want to say, like, the nurses didn't brush my hair or anything when I was in the hospital for COVID. So it wasn't until I finally got out of the ICU. They rightly think and believe that you don't need to worry about your hair when you're in the ICU. But after I got into a regular room and they started, you know, they are starting rehabilitation, and so they were having me kind of sponge bathe myself or whatever, I got to brush my hair for the first time, and my hair had been in braids when I first got sick and went in. And so it was like that the whole time. And so after you have a significant health event like that, then you have a lot of shedding because your body goes into survival mode and hair is not on the list of survival needs, which is great when it's on your legs because you do lose hair and stuff like on your legs too. Not so great when it's on your crown of your head. Like I can see through to my scalp and that is unpleasant. And I'm sitting here peeling off some polish while we're talking. So yeah, so it's very hard to hide now that it's so thin on top. So I don't know, so many women deal with it and live their lives. I just have to come to terms with it myself or get some really cool scarves. Okay, wow. So it looks like, holy cow. Oh, there's a ton. I didn't realize there were so many rings and stuff at the bottom of this bag that he gave me to haul. Otherwise, I would have done a few more of these on the last video. But now we're just going to be dealing with, it looks like stickers and rings for the rest of it. But we've got this. Okay, well, this is gorgeous. Purple's his favorite color. So that's a really pretty, I don't have any fingers that are size 12, but it is pretty. And most of these are in the $2 to $3 range. However, and maybe the reason why we have so many rings is because he did local warehouse and he ordered all of them so that he only had to, or so that he didn't have to pay any shipping and handling. So for those of you in the States, how many of you have gone back to just regular Temu shopping? I still have the warning on mine that that local ones won't charge me a processing fee after it's delivered. Like, so that makes me scared to go back ordering the stuff from across the ocean. Oh, this looks like this is oceans and land. Is that right? Yep. Land and water. Well, wait a second. Or are those turtles? Shoot, now I can't tell. I feel like that's supposed to be topography map, but maybe it's a turtle. I don't know. It's cute. Some of these are definitely more intricate than others. Like a lot of these, that center part, it's just a picture that they've maybe covered with resin in the center. And so then you can make it literally whatever you want, which is why there are so many of them. But then obviously some of them are a little bit more complicated, which, let's see what this one is. This one almost looks like a Monet kind of, whatever it is, it's very subtle. And this one is kind of concave in the center. So I don't know if that means, if that was done on purpose or if that means they didn't use enough resin in the center. But it's like that all the way around, so maybe that's on purpose. Or maybe it's Lilo and Stitch. It is so hard to tell, but it kind of looks like the colors of Lilo and Stitch. So it might be Lilo and Stitch in there. But with it being that small, I don't really know what value that has. Okay, now we have a pin. I'm not going to show that pin. It might be offensive to some people. So Let's look at some stickers, because those are never offensive. All right, so these are kind of a glossy kind of sticker. I can't tell if these are from a specific cartoon. Maybe you guys know. Anyway, there's a whole slew of them, and 66 pieces. That's kind of weird. Okay, I'm used to 40 or 50, but 66. All right, let's do another ring. This is the exact same ring as I just did. Yep, these are the exact same. So I think he must have accidentally ordered it twice. It's that, what I'm going to call the Lilo and Stitch one. So I think that was probably an accident. All right, next we've got some farm animals, maybe? Like, I don't know. These would make good player pieces for Monopoly when you lose your Monopoly pieces, but, or some people put, even though they're super tiny, some people put these on their dashboard. But it looks like we've got a rabbit, rubber ducky, a green bear. Oh no, that's a frog. And a lamb. But it seems to be a random, well, no, maybe not. Maybe there's two of everything. No, there's not. This is a swan. So, I don't know what the point of this was. Yeah, it's 10 random pieces. Those are cute, I guess. All right, then we've got some ink art tattoos. I apparently need to pull my glasses off to open the bag. So I don't know how well you can see these, but they're cats. Cat tattoos. Well, like, I don't understand. Why are they so light? What does it say? Oh, the blue pigment. Uh-oh, I'm getting a low battery warning. Hang on. I guess it turns into blue pigment. Let me close this. Let me find a working plug. Okay, so it doesn't look blue, but apparently when it's activated with water, it will be blue. Okay, don't worry, we're almost done. And then I'll need to have this charging to upload these. And what time is it? Shoot, I've not been paying attention. Is it 4:15 yet? It's 3:47. So I'll be done just in time to go over. So tattoos. Oh, but it says the blue pigment generated by magic tattoo would fall off with the metabolism of keratinocyte. So it takes 15 to 20 days. If you want to remove it in advance, you can use an exfoliator and water to fade the tattoo. So, okay, so these are more significant time amounts. All right, we have another ring. I think this is a cat, a white cat. So these are his pair eyewear, you guys. He can wear a different ring with each shirt. This says body cosmetics, so possibly more tattoos. Aw. So these are cute cat tattoos. Those are cute. Looks like you get 10, 12, 10. You get 10. So I have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, I think is what it's called, where you can get a ton of images to download. And that's what I was going to use when I was going to create my own t-shirts, but then I just never, surprise, surprise, I never finished walking through that journey. But I've got these really cute crow, like scatterbrained crow images that I'd really like to use for something. So, and they're those cats, because they're kind of scattered, reminded me of that. So this one, I don't like this one. This one's gold. I don't like gold, and I don't like it with the pink. I think this would have looked way better as a black ring, or even silver, because pink is kind of a cool color, but it does not look right to me with the gold. It's my 2 cents. All right. Okay, this pin looks okay to show. I mean, Jason doesn't really get offensive things, but I guess I should look at the t-shirts before I actually, usually I reveal them to you before myself. I guess I probably should pay a little bit more attention. Okay, so this is a pin. Okay, you guys, I don't know if this is like Chippendale, not Chippendale, but like Chip and Dale from Disney, or if it's Goofy, Mickey, and Minnie. But I'm surprised they were able to sell that. I mean, that definitely seems to be Disney, and Disney is one of the ones that'll kick you out of the atmosphere if you try to steal their designs. Okay, we're down to the last item, and it's a ring. Oh, this is a cool one. I'm still disappointed I couldn't get that can open. All right, so this one, is the Christian fish symbol with Jesus different ways. So that one's, I like that one. And it is, so instead of it having a picture underneath the resin in the center, it looks like it's metal around. So that one's really pretty. I like that one. So that, I think, yes, that was the last item in this haul. And I didn't bring any of my other book things to show you guys, since I knew I was showing you those bookazines at the beginning. So let's do our nostalgic TV trivia. We are on side 2, first card from side 2. All right, what cold capsule keeps you going? What soft drink does Michael Jackson endorse? This is from 1984, if you've never been here to do one of these nostalgic TV trivias. I really need a better name for this, because nostalgic TV trivia is kind of a long... I should ask ChatGPT if there's a better way to describe that. What instrument did Cliff Edwards play on his show? How old was the vampire on the Curse of Dracula series, or serial? Who hosted Thriller? What group regularly appeared on the Andy Williams Show from 1961 to 1972? Who does Benson work for in Benson? Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, and Betty Joe were characters in what series? All right. What cold capsule keeps you going? I want to say Alka-Seltzer. I know that's not their tagline because theirs was the plop plop fizz fizz, but I'm going to say Alka-Seltzer because I can't think of any cold capsules. I don't know what it would have been around back then. What soft drink does Michael Jackson endorse? I think that was Pepsi. I think he did the Pepsi commercials. I think, wasn't it during a Pepsi commercial that he got badly burned on the top of his head that may have started some of his addiction problems due to the pain? So I think it was Pepsi. What instrument did Cliff Edwards play on his show? It's probably something silly like a recorder or something, but I'm going to say a banjo because that seems like I don't know. I'm just going to say banjo. How old was the vampire on the Curse of Dracula serial? Well, it's got to be something crazy, so we'll say 500 years old. Who hosted Thriller? I don't know. Is this a show or is this Michael Jackson's song? Had Thriller even come out by 84? I'm going to say Michael Jackson, even though that makes no sense for this and is probably just, but he was on the card earlier, and sometimes they do that on these cards. What group regularly appeared on the Andy Williams Show from 1961 to 1972? So, what group? I feel like maybe it would have been a bluegrass group kind of thing. I don't know. I'm thinking Hee Haw. So, what group? Like, I can't think of any groups. Like the Beach Boys, I feel like that's too early for the Beach Boys, and I don't feel like that would go with his style, maybe. But I don't think the Beatles were going on the Andy Williams Show, were they? What group? I can't even think of a good guess. The Temptations? Like, would it have been a group? I don't know, you guys. If any of those things I said ends up I'm taking a point. Who does Benson work for in Benson? Well, I don't know if they mean the person's real name, but he worked for the governor of whatever state they were in. So I'm just going to say the governor. And if it expected the governor's name, I'm still taking the point. But it was a spin-off of Soap, and I don't know what the family's name was on there or if he even worked for that family. All right, Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, and Betty Joe were characters in what series? Well, I'm going to say Peyton Place. What is the other show that was around then too? Because I think Roby told me in an answer to a previous one that you knew they were all from the show because they all had names that had Joe in them. Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, Betty Joe. But there was another show besides Peyton Place, but for some reason I can't think of what that was. So it's going to end up being that other one. Pickford, like, was it a P thing too? It was a show I never watched. Oh, I hope it's Peyton Place, but I feel like it's going to be the other one. All right, well, let's do the answers. What cold capsule keeps you going? Contac. C-O-N-T-A-C. I was never going to get that. What soft drink does Michael Jackson endorse? It is Pepsi. And I don't know if my memories of the trivia with that were true or not. What instrument did Cliff Edwards play on his show? Oh, it's the ukulele. I was so close. Like, that's That's different than a banjo, right? Those aren't the same, are they? Because a ukulele is like a small violin, but a banjo is round. Oh, so close. How old was the vampire on the Curse of Dracula serial? 500 years old. Oh, I got that one. That was a freak guess. Who hosted Thriller? Okay, yeah, it was not Michael Jackson. That was a silly answer. This was a actual, I don't know if it was like a TCM kind of thing where they would have a host and then they would show a movie, but it was Boris Karloff. So he was in a lot of those old, was he Frankenstein? Or was he just in a lot of those old Dracula? He might have been Dracula, I don't know. What group regularly appeared on the Andy Williams Show from 1961 to 1972? The Osmond Brothers. I see, the Osmonds didn't even come to mind, and I probably wouldn't have said the Osmond Brothers. Who does Benson work for in Benson? Governor Gene Gatling. Okay, well, I remember the name now, but I'm taking the point because it's governor. And I was wrong on it was the other show, and the other show did start with a P also. Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, and Betty Joe were characters in Petticoat Junction. Ugh. I'm not going to give myself a point for that because even though I was thinking of it, I could not come up with a name. So I got Pepsi, 500 Years, and Governor. So I got 3, which is like as good as I can ever get. All right, well, I hope you did well on that for those of you that play along. And let me do a shout out to my members as thank you for being members. I feel like YouTube Studio changed again. Okay. Hang on. I know I always struggle. Oh, I'm in my Junk for Goats YouTube Studio. Let me switch over to Holler Time. And please, if you are interested in book flip-throughs and ASMR, please head over to Junk for Goats and subscribe over there as well. All right, members. And I would like to thank Mary, KT, Julily, Favorites with Laura, Darlene, Hey Everybody, and Pam. Thank you so much for being members of my channel. I really, really appreciate that. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed. It's depressing to me sometimes when I see that number go down, but I do appreciate those of you that are still sticking in with me, even though the channel's weird now. And thank you so much for, oh, I feel like a mess. The shampoo and conditioner that I used Gracie's, and it left everything so soft. But I don't think that's all that great of a look. But anyway, getting sidetracked. Thank you for all of you that watch and comment and like and share and all of those things. I really, really appreciate it. It really helps this channel, and this channel needs all the help it can get. But anyway, thank you. I had fun talking to you today, and I don't know if this will air Sunday or Monday, but if it's airing on Monday, I hope you're enjoying your holiday. Or if you have to work, I hope you... So barbecue is a big thing in St. Louis, and especially on Memorial Day, pork steaks in particular. And so I hope I'm eating a pork steak, but I probably won't be, so then I'll be kind of sad. But anyway, I hope you get to do something fun on your holiday weekend or whatever. So thank you, and wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.